In the last 12 months, Spotify's algorithm has brought me in over 4 million streams with me doing practically nothing. I want you to imagine that you have a 100-person street team just walking around promoting your music, recommending it to complete strangers just all over the city, all over the country. That's what Spotify's algorithm is, and that's what it does via the radio playlist, via DJ, via mixes, and Discover Weekly, okay? It's Spotify's AI, artificial intelligence, that is just recommending songs. So when people are listening to music, maybe it's showing up as the next song, it just starts playing via autoplay, or maybe it's a recommendation on the little page there. But the point is, it will work harder for you more than you can work for it, okay? And so I want to share with you 8 ways you can trigger Spotify's algorithm so you can get this machine working for you and get more streams. Like when I tell you I got 4 million plus streams just from Spotify's algorithm, doesn't include indie playlists, doesn't include editorial playlists, right? That's just all from the algorithm. Now you can see how I got over 130 million streams, and we've got our 250 million stream plat coming. And again, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thanks if you listen to my music as well. I'm Manafest. I do rock and hip-hop music and write for TV and film, and so I really hope that these tips really help you today. And so the first way I want to share on how you can hack Spotify's algorithm, how you can activate it and get it working for you, is first with a new song. Okay, because I know you guys are all wanting to release new music constantly, and you probably got a new song coming out. So let's talk about how we can trigger it, and then some of these will also apply to songs that you already have out. So let's imagine you've got a song coming out in 3-4 weeks, right? Well, the first thing you would want to do is do a pre-save campaign. And you can use DistroKid, you can use Hyped.it, you can use ToneDown. There's so many different softwares you can use to get the pre-save, okay? And what the pre-save does is it makes it so that the song will show up in a fan's library the day the song comes out, okay? And so when you're getting the pre-saves, it's really important to kind of also collect the email address. It'll cost you more per pre-save. It could be anywhere from 30 cents to $1, but then the day your song drops, that song will show up in their library. But it doesn't mean that they're going to listen to it right away. And that's why it's good to have the email, and that's why it's good to just keep reminding people to listen to it. But the more pre-save you can get, the better. I find them the most powerful on albums because we'll get thousands of pre-saves because the pre-save button will literally show up on the countdown page on an EP or an album. So that's really powerful, and you want to get as many as you possibly can, all right? You want to think hundreds, okay? Artists that really playing the game, thousands, 20,000, right? So if that sounds crazy to you, just start where you're at. Some is better than none, okay? The next thing is once you've scheduled the song and you're doing the pre-saves, make sure you pitch it to the editorial playlist. Okay, there's a little pitching tool in your artist.spotify.com dashboard. So you want to make sure you pitch it, not just to the editorial playlist, but so it triggers the algorithm. You want Release Radar working for you, okay? And Release Radar, you'll see it on your phone on Spotify, where it's just this little section of all the new songs that have come out. And so we get hundreds and thousands of streams via Release Radar every year, okay? And so you want to make sure you pitch it. Otherwise, it's not going to show up on your Release Radar. It's not going to show up in fans' library. Because I listen to music every week, right? Every day. And on Friday, I check my Release Radar. What's the new song that comes out? But if I didn't pitch my song, then it won't show up in fans' Release Radar. The next one is, this is a small one, but it's important, is your artist pick. Okay, there's a little artist pick. So when people go to your profile, you can tag a song, you can link to a playlist, but you can have it right on your dashboard. And so the goal here is we want to shock your song and give Spotify so much data, right, so that it triggers the algorithm. But we need to give it data. That's what the whole purpose of this is to feed data to Spotify so the algorithm has something to work with. Because it can't be an algorithm if there's no data, and that's why your songs aren't showing up in Discover Weekly, radio, mixes, your DJ, Discover Weekly. What's some of the other ones? Smart Shuffle, on repeat. You know, there's so many of them now, right? And so we want to shock the algorithm, and all these little things, they add up. So the next thing is your playlist. Hopefully you have a This Is Your Artist Name playlist. I have This Is Manafest, okay? And so when that song drops, what am I doing? I'm adding it to the top of the playlist, and then that's the playlist I'm pinning in my artist pick. That's so I get more streams, okay? The next one is you might have a genre-based playlist, okay? I'm a playlist curator, right? And so I'm constantly running ads to this playlist to promote it. My songs are at the very top, and there's lots of other artists' songs. But when that song drops, what do you think I'm doing? I'm adding that song at least in the number 2 position or the number 1 position, because I'm already running ads 24/7 for this thing. So right when that song comes out, and it's actually, I add it using the URI code, so I can actually add it the night before, so that immediately when midnight hits and that song goes live, it is on that playlist that is already driving streams to it. So immediately we are shocking that algorithm, which is just, it's so important the first 24, 48 hours, right? And then, of course, we're layering all these things on top is playlist pitching, okay? So I have a new song coming out in a couple weeks, and we're doing all this stuff, and so I'm pitching it to playlists right now. I think we have about 10 or 15 confirmed that are going to add it. And so again, when that song drops, all of a sudden, all these playlists have added it. And what are these playlisters doing? These curators? They're driving ads to that playlist too. So now I'm getting streams from all these places, and Spotify's algorithm is just like, right? It's like taking all the data, you know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, it's collecting all this, and it's based on how good the song is. Now it's not the algorithm anymore. Now it turns in to the audience, because really the algorithm is just the audience. And based on all that data, right? Like, are fans listening to the song? Are they listening to it all the way through? Are they skipping? Hopefully they're not skipping it. Are they saving it? Are they sharing it? Are they adding it to their own playlist? Hopefully it's doing all this stuff. And the only way we can control that is make dope stuff. Okay, you got to make dope stuff. And for a lot of you, I said this, man, until you've got like, 10,000 plus monthly listeners, and if you got 4 songs, or you should have at least 10,000 monthly listeners, at least. If you got more than that, you need to press pause on releasing and press play on marketing. All the stuff I'm sharing is in this book, Song Launch Checklist, okay? I'll put the link below. It's on Amazon. Pick it up. Okay, the next thing is social media, okay? Got to tell people about it on social media, and you should have a lot of posts all ready to go. So sometimes we'll schedule them at midnight so they go live, right? Just start telling everybody, right? We can't assume our fans know. They need to be reminded and reminded again and again and again. So you got to be posting like a couple times a day. But we want dope content. We don't want content that is just, my song is out now. Get creative with it, okay? Get creative on the way you share the stories behind the songs, why you wrote it. This song is for the person who's struggling with this. I wrote this song for your wedding. I wrote this song for your next Friday night date with your spouse. You know what I'm saying? And then the last one here is email and SMS. Okay, you want to be building an email and SMS list. Okay, so that's emails and phone numbers, right? And you tell people, all right? And we want to do this right away. Okay, now of course you can do a lyric video if you want. You can do a music video. I don't recommend you spend much money at all on a music video until the song is proven it's good. But if we fire, I look at it like firing off all these missiles at the song. It's like, right? Just to like shock the algorithm and give it all this data. And we want that big, huge spike at the beginning as much as we possibly can. Now, if your song is already out, still do all this stuff. Just make it a plan that all of a sudden now, for the next 45 days, you are just going to feed the beast. Okay? And the beast is the algorithm. We're just going to friggin' shock that thing with so much stuff. We're going to run Facebook and Instagram ads, and we're going to just fire at this thing. The problem is, though, for some of you that are like running ads and promotions and stuff, you don't know what you're doing exactly, and you're paying too much. And that's where we come in, right? Like, I help artists set up their ads and all that stuff now. If you have a problem with that, email us at support@smartmusicbusiness.com. Include just a link to your Spotify profile and say, hey, we need some help, man. Check this out. And we'll see if we can help you. I'll take a look at the stuff. And if you're a good fit, we don't take everybody, but if we think you're a good fit and you're ready, then we'll reach back out to you and see if we can work together and help you. So I'll put the email, but it's support@smartmusicbusiness.com. But do all these things. There's obviously even more that you can do, but at least do those. Like, those are the easiest ones, right? Like, of course you can post on all social media, which is TikTok, etc. But you want to know something really cool? where you can actually just get a double for free on this, where you can just get a double. One little thing you can do to get a double on all of this stuff is do a feature, a collaboration. Now, you both are doing pre-saves. You're both pitching to editorial playlist. You both got it on your artist pick. You're both got it on your genre playlist, hopefully. You're both pitching it to more playlists, right? And like, you're doing all these same things, but like maybe on the playlist pitching, maybe on the ads, now you've just like doubled your budget in your marketing, like, because you've partnered with someone. So now you can spend more and have more outreach, you know? And the Bible talks about how one can chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight, right? The Bible's got a lot of really cool stuff. You know, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. But when you put that into actual marketing terms and money terms, it's kind of like this. So the Bible says, if one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000 to flight. That means with one, just by myself, I can get maybe 1,000 streams. But when I work with somebody else, I can get 10,000 streams, right? And even if I'm splitting that in half and I get 5,000 streams and they get 5,000 streams, that's still a 5x return, right? So we live in the partnership economy. It's not about being solo. It's not about being on your own. It's about working with other people and learning from one another. I want to encourage you to keep fighting for this dream. Maybe you're discouraged. Proverbs 24:16 says, even though a righteous man or woman falls down 7 times, they get up and go again. I want to encourage you to get up and go again. Keep chasing that dream. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, I wasn't born with a spirit of fear, but I was born with a spirit of power, of love, and a sound mind. And if you're scared to do something, it's normally rooted in fear. What are they going to say about me? What if it doesn't work, right? But when you focus on love and helping people and like, look, I got to get this music and this message out there because it's important to me, then all of a sudden it flushes the fear out. I'll never forget one of my very first shows. You know, I was like, well, what if they're going to like it? And da-da-da-da. And it was all about me. And I changed it. And I thought to myself, well, maybe there's like a kid there that I can just encourage that's going through a rough time. Maybe I can just like hang out with a kid, skateboard with them, you know, just like say their outfit looks dope, or, you know, I dig your hairstyle, or I like your hat, you know what I mean? Like, and just take the focus off of me and focus it on loving people. And it really helped me to flush the fear out and then just rock the show, because I'm like reframing myself where it's not about me. I'm going to give. I'm not looking to take. I'm looking to bless. So I hope that blesses you today. Peace.